She blinks at you, somewhat surprised, and says, "Well, yes." She looks over to Carp, who just seems dumbstruck at everything. Says, "Well, hello, I am Colleen Adderleaf. This is my boy Carp."
Yes, very boy.
Oh. Steps back. He looks
Quite of
scared.
the session.
And she says, "A druid, you say? Oh, Raindoth, of course. Yeah,
Yes, sir, exactly.
we're friends. I've known him for years. We drink tea together, eat, hang out." She smiles.
We appear to be in a situation where we could use his help. We're looking for a place where our foster father is being held hostage.
She nods. "Well, as far as I know, there isn't an inch of this land that he doesn't know."
Then it would be very advantageous for us to speak to him.
"Well, you see, she looks a bit troubled. He's not here. He recently set out north. There's a ruin of a town up there called Thunder Tree. It's just west of Neverwinter Wood. It's about 50 miles northwest of here. There was something wrong with the place, he said, and that he needed to check it out. Something to do with his circle. I don't know. That's sort of druid business. I don't pry."
And how long ago did you set out?
A week or so.
Oh, it's quite that start.
And she nods. "Yes, it's quite the journey, I'm afraid. Also heard that area is very dangerous."
Does it have
Dangerous.
many castles?
She strikes. "No, that's not what he said."
Oh, that's a shame. Well, thank you.
She looks back. "Well, you're quite welcome."
And good luck here with things. And your boy.
She looks around. "Why, thank you. That's very nice of you to say."
I suppose if he has a weak head start, we should leave. Right?
She looks. she looks at you and says, "Darling, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm not sure you're quite ready for that journey right now." She sort of looks at you. "I've seen some things in my time, and yeah, I don't know."
Well, you probably also have a very different perspective compared to me. Forin looks down to her, nods sagely.
She looks back, a bit frowny up at him. "Well, that was kind of rude."
Forin blinks. Well, obviously you're a bit older than I am and therefore wiser.
Obviously.
So I fail to see how that was rude.
She shakes her head. "Well, I've told you all I can, I think."
I don't suppose you know anything about these ruffians in town, do you?
She shakes her head. "No, I sort of keep out of them. They come for money sometimes. I just give them a few gold and a few." She sort of points at the turnips. "And they keep out of my hair and keep away from me and my family, and that's all that's important."
Well, that's good to hear that they have not bothered you as they have many others. Well, we should perhaps do other things then. Thank you for your help.
"Goodbye."
She called me rude. I don't like her.
"You will have your vengeance."
"Sneak attack."
Quickly, turn around and murder them all.
Take her in the throat. And this adventure takes a very dark turn.
We all turn evil.
Now we killed these ruffians, but someone has to have this gold.
Well,
Pay the money, Stone Chillin, pay.
considering the travel to Mr. Druid, who may or may not be able to help us, was going to take some time, I would have suggested taking care of the ruffians first anyway. So why don't we just go to that manor and see what's up?
Just walk in.
Yeah,
I mean,
take me to your leader.
I suppose I'll just I can watch the entrance. Maybe.
maybe we could set like an ambush
It seems like
for a group of.
it seems like they would want to hurt us if we went there.
It very much seems that they want to hurt many people, regardless of whether we're there or not.
But specifically us if we go there.
We are in a position
I want
to help.
to help, but if there's, I mean, there are many more than us, and they're trained.
They might be trained, they might be more than us, they might be larger than most of us, they might have more weapons than we do, and likely armor as well. They might be more willing to cause violence. You're right.
Isn't that then all in their favor?
Well, just because it's all in their favor and they are obviously in the stronger position doesn't mean that what they do is right, now does it?
No, of course not. But if we can't save the world,
We can
Right.
save the world,
we can
my brother.
we can do what we can. But if we push too hard,
We don't
There's
have
not-
to save the entire world right now. We will save the entire world, one village at a time. And we just happen to be in a village.
but in the stories, they always win. But what about all the stories where they didn't? Those don't exist because there was no one to tell them. Let's not be those stories. I've been in the wilderness, I've been in the forests, I've traveled a lot, and I've seen things out there, remains of camps or people who ventured into a cave and got stuck. And it's not how we shouldn't be foolhardy. We shouldn't tempt luck like this.
Well, do you know why there's seemingly so few stories of heroes? I mean, there must be many hundreds of people in the world. Surely there should have been many hundreds, maybe even thousands of stories because, well, there have been so many people, but there really aren't. It's only a couple.
Exactly.
But that's not because they failed, brother. That's because many people, most people, have never attempted to fight evil at all because they're afraid of failure. But being afraid of failure is failure. There's only one option here, really.
He looks to his siblings for help.
Naivara is ever the optimist, and totally agrees. We can totally do this shit.
I don't want to lose you too. Gundren is already beyond our reach, apparently. Like, I don't know how to get him back without you. And now you want to go up there and pick a fight with people who have been terrorizing this town. I mean, it's not a small town. And they've been terrorizing it without trouble for who knows how long. We're just out of home. I mean, I've done some traveling and some hunting, but I don't want to be left alone here.
Well, then you have to come with us, I guess.
But it seems. He just shakes his head a little bit. You know, he's being rather uncomfortable with this. Sort of discussing with Theron in this way. He's a little bit intimidated by him sometimes. He's so big and strong and has like scales and dragon mouth and stuff. He's not really afraid. It's just it makes him nervous. He doesn't feel it's right to discuss such things, like to disagree basically with his siblings. So it's but looks at the others, sort of breathes a little bit in as he notices none of them coming to his aid in this. Sort of,
No, it's I feel you, River. I just haven't found the way to make Forin listen to reason.
I always listen to reason.
Of
But
course.
there's only one reason here, and that reason is that we are in a position where we can help. The point is not to kill them all or even to drive them away. It's to lead the town by showing them that they can fight back.
How about we take one at a time instead of all of them at the same time?
Thorin shrugs. In the end, the message matters, not the method.
Well, if we take them one at a time, then we're sure to survive.
what if instead we could go around the hill, see if there's any other entrances, and then either we could go through those and surprise them in the night, perhaps, or we could close both entrances and just have them in there
See, I think
until they agree to leave.
that's a good idea. Why don't we do
It's
that?
like you don't hunt an animal by running after it. You'll never catch it. You have to think differently.
But you do have to remember that animals are far smarter than bullies. They fight to survive. Bullies do not.
I've never fought a bully.
What are you talking about, Forin? I agree with Riva. I think sneak in and take care of business and go out.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight them, really. But maybe that can be avoided.
If we
think
can make them agree that they should leave these people alone, and we think that they indeed will, then, well, I did just say that the method doesn't matter to me.
So let's try to find if there are other exits. Yeah? Let's go a few rounds and look and see if we can find anything.
All right.
I suggest we go this way.
Into the
Begins
forest.
to go. He basically like sighs and seems majorly relieved that he's somehow been able to bring them a different, less destructive course of action. Still move a little behind them, basically trying to catch him. Being like, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I just want Godfrey back. He would have said something. He follows his siblings, trying to look for entrances or hidden doors or something around the manor, basically trying to scout it out and see if there's any secret doors or something that if they barred the front entrance would be able to escape from.
Yes.
All right.
Naivara will try and help do such as well.
Sure. You can scour the forest near the manor to see if you find anything interesting. You may roll perception checks and survival checks as you try to sort of scour around here. It's either or.
For me, it's the same. Is there any preference?
That's my perception.
No, either or
Right,
works.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm equally bad at either. Can I support River in his check by giving him a pep talk?
Let's see here. I think you can, but
I have no need for advantage. Turns out.
I'm actually not sure how supporting each other works in this. If it just gives you advantage or a flat +2. Or something.
If you have the skill, as far as I understand, if you have the skill tagged, you can support for advantage.
Okay.
If you don't, then you get up really a big help to someone who has.
Okay.
I'll
Nice.
help by stay out of the
As
other's
far as I
way.
understand.
I'll see then what my perception check is like, and it's not great.
Not bad though.
Like
Okay.
I'd have to roll a 20 to match Rivar's check there.
Well, you scour the woods for a few hours, going through it. There's a lot of thicket and stuff in here, and it takes a while to actually get through. But Rivar and Naivara are pretty sure from looking around that there certainly seems to be people have moved through this area quite a number of times over the past few weeks. So there definitely has been activity in the forest. We're not quite sure where it's coming from, though. Although you might have sort of a clue. You're sort of trying to triangulate the area, as it were, and you can make an investigation check to see if you can figure something out from all the tracks.
That is intelligence based.
That is, yes.
Just see for giggles. Obviously, they're going into the forest.
Yes, they're in the forest.
I mean, I'm not really good at that either. But I mean, I couldn't try to track them with some
You could try to track them.
of that instead, some survival.
Oh,
Sure.
So
If
that's
although-
what
could do that,
Adamath
I
meant.
Although there is a lot of tracks going back and forth, so it's
Well,
not,
I just need to know in which direction most of them are going, right? If it's towards the city, or the thought being that there are not too many people walking from the city and then through the forest and then into the forest in this way. Most people probably would avoid this manner, like if they could. So he'll try that instead. And I got an error message instead, so that was not helpful. Let's try that again.
well, I want
There
to
we
do
go.
something like
Well,
that as
that was
well.
kind of bad, but
I will see if I can track as well. But that's kind of bad.
well, it's the damnedest thing. You're looking around, poking around. You just can't really seem to find it. There's definitely a lot of tracks and people quite frequently probably moving through here, but you just can't really seem to find exactly where.
Mm.
well, I mean, it's pretty well hidden, clearly. Perhaps tonight I could try to stay outside and see if anyone comes and goes. It seems like it's rather well used.
You do actually get the feeling that this, because most of the people that you talk to in town doesn't really seem to have seen much activity up by the manor. You get the feeling that this might in fact be sort of a front entrance you're looking for here.
Maybe they didn't discover the actual entrance at the manor. Maybe they found this entrance.
If I
The
I just-
the entrance you also see, of course, that it is very well hidden. It would be quite preferable, you would think, to bandits to come and go through this entrance than sort of go through town.
Okay.
if I could climb into a tree and then watch from there, maybe I could see some of them come and go,
Mm-hmm.
and I could tell you tomorrow where that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you feel safe, and do you think you can stay
This is-
hidden and?
Yeah, I think I can.
I mean, from what I'm getting, is that this is their main entrance, and don't we want to go for the non-main entrance, which sounds like the manor?
We would want to know where it would be. I think if the manor was truly built by rich merchants, maybe it's full of security, or there might be a reason why they're not using that one.
Well, if Rivar feels he can do it, I don't doubt him.
In a way, I would be more I would be okay with staying out here in the forest tonight.
With no backup.
I've walked the forest a lot. I've never really had any backup. I
Okay.
have to hide from many things that come, just to be safe. But
Well, then just.
Even if they do see me, I would be in a tree, and I can run rather fast.
Yeah, but just
Can't say
stay
I like that
safe.
plan.
Stay safe, River.
It's just yeah, I will. You just go and sleep on this whole plan.
Well, it's a little too early to go sleep.
I'll take care of this.
There's still. What time is it? It's not that late, is it?
No, it's like noon.
There's still stuff we could do.
We probably shouldn't stick around here for too long then.
No.
We don't want to be seen snooping around too much.
No.
There's enough tracks that you probably won't see it, but well, we don't want anyone to come and see us here.
Let's just go back then.
Yeah.
Not.
I think we should go back to the bar and.
Still a little early to
Rivar
go to
can
the
come
bar.
back. I mean, we can talk to Barthen if you want, but we've not really got anything left to ask because we know where the ruffians are, and we know where the druid's gone.
What's the sleeping giant?
Isn't that where the tavern we were at?
I think we're at the Stone Hill Inn.
Oh, bad mouse.
Yeah, the sleeping giant's an inn.
It's probably more expensive.
I think this one was a
Well,
better one.
asking around, it's actually quite the opposite, you find out.
What?
It's a really crappy tavern.
Yes.
With a name like that? It's too bad.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's literally just a sleeping giant. You can sleep on his belly while you.
You have to
It
You have to,
smells.
make sure the giant doesn't wake up.
Mhm.
Yeah,
have to
that's on you.
Don't.
So that's the thing. Is just maybe if you wanted to, you could go around and I can stay here and try to find a good tree or try to find a good position that might make me more likely to stay hidden. Then you could go and see maybe if you could find someone who would be willing to. If we are going to fight these people, maybe someone in the town would be willing to help. Maybe at the shrines you would donate a healing potion, or maybe someone would be willing to stand up to them if others did. I think, wasn't that what you wanted them to see? If we defeat the bandits and we show a message, then they wouldn't really have needed the message in the first place, as there will be no one left to stand up to. And after these bandits are gone, they will need some people to defend the town still. If that were to be some of the locals, well, maybe that would be better than hiring people from the outside. There was that post about orcs. If they're a problem, then the place will need someone to protect it. And if we're going to go save Gundren, we can't stay here all the time.
I do like your thinking.
Like back home, there was the militia. So just, I'll go sit in a tree. She moves away to try to find, basically taking a little bit of time to basically find the best tree and really prepare for this.
Sure.
Make sure that everything is in order and that he has his stuff up there in a way so that he can both easily move it and basically with some straps tied up and stuff. He's done this sort of thing before. Not really sleeping in trees kind of sucks. He has a cot he could put up there, but he's been sitting there for hunting purposes. Basically put some bait down, and then you climb in the tree and you sit there and you basically snipe the thing that comes to get the bait.
Sure.
That sort of thing. Stake out location. He wants to have the best possible chance of succeeding. Perhaps creating an advantage for himself.
Yeah, you can roll a stealth check with advantage.
Okay, I'd like to do that when someone might, or somehow, so I don't know the result.
I need the result though, because I need to compare to whatever's going to come through perception.
All right, let's see here. Stealth, I have a +5. So let's do that, and I guess advantage is already in there. So 17.
Okay. All right. Rivar takes the day to set things up in the forest. Do the rest of you guys do anything particular, or do you hang out in the inn?
Hey, well, Forin at least will just hang out at the end, being worried about his brother, but being proud that he has taken a leadership role and is doing something.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But other than that, no.
Yeah, Naivara will take the opportunity to chill out.
Zimri will stay with the group and do the same as Forin. Thinking about our little brother.
Okie doke. In that case, time moves, and it becomes night, and Rivar hangs out in the forest, looking for things. Yes, well, a perception check, please.
Sure. I shall do a perception check. Mediocre.
Yeah, not amazing, but you do hear things moving in the forest. First, might have been like a deer or something move around in the night, but after a while, you do hear sounds that sounds more like weapons and armor sort of clanking together when someone moves. And you do see a bit away in the forest a faint light coming. It seems like someone is coming back from outside and going into the forest.
So coming from outside, meaning from further in the forest, or
more like it's coming from? They came from south, so you
okay.
imagine they came from the fields in the south.
All right.
They seem to be carrying something, a crate, and they seem to be talking with low voices. You can't really hear what they say. But they are moving north through the forest.
I'll just keep his eyes on them.
Yep. They move for maybe 500 meters or so, and then you see they do something. Set down the thing. You hear a faint sound, what might have been a latch or something, and you see they sort of are very close to a tree stump doing this, and then you sort of blink, and they seem to have gone.
All right, well. They took the light with them?
Yep, the light is gone. Crate is gone, and both of them are gone.
All right. He'll continue his watch.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be much other activity until early in the morning, when a band of 5 or so of the red brands seem to be emerging from roughly the same area, and they seem to be heading out east.
We wonders what they're doing out there so much.
Yeah.
He'll watch them, basically. Even wait, won't leave the tree in the morning. He'll generally want to wait, to the, 10, 11 to move, because at that point he thinks basically whatever they're going to do under the cloak of darkness and sort of that they want to be stealthy about has been done.
Sure.
And that's the time where he thinks they're going to feel threatened by someone watching them.
Sure.
So after that point, he's basically going to type his stuff and go down, and then walk through the forest like he's on a stroll, just casually in the direction of that stump.
All right.
To see if he can, now that he sort of knows the exact area, just, see what's going on there.
Sure. Well, now that you've sort of looked at it, you can certainly take another look around here. So it'll be a perception check with advantage.
See if we can roll better than a 2 this time. That is better than a 2.
Yes, that is much better too. Yes, indeed. It seems that the stump has a cleverly concealed hatch in it. Basically, the roof, what do you call it? Like the top of the stump, is a hatch, that can be opened with a clever manipulation of a latchet that you sort of reach by putting your fingers in and pulling it up. When you pull it up, a gust of cold, dank air flows up, and you see a roughly hewn stone staircase leading down into darkness. Seems to be some sort of cavern down there.
There's no light?
No.
Okay, that's a good sign. Alright, well, with that, he will begin his move back to the tavern.
Okay. You can move back to the tavern. Our discussions are already going very fierce about something, I'm sure. as Rivar comes in.